In the world of The Witcher, there are creatures that look like monsters. Ghouls, drowners, knackers. You see them and immediately understand you are facing something inhuman. But the Bruxa is different, because a Bruxa looks like a human, a beautiful woman, a calm voice, a quiet smile, and that is exactly why she is so dangerous. Because while the other monsters inspire fear, the Bruxa inspires trust and then kills. And today we will explore what Bruxa are, how they differ from the other vampires, why witchers consider them extremely dangerous, how they hunt, and why encounters with Bruxa almost always end in tragedy. A Bruxa is a high vampire species, and it is important to understand the difference. In the Witcher universe, not all vampires are the same. There are Alp, Ekimara, Katakan, Vladar, and higher vampires. But Bruxa acquire a special place because they are intelligent, capable of speech, highly perceptive of humans, and able to live among them for years without being noticed. Physically, Bruxa is almost indistinguishable from a human. Usually it appears as a young woman, pale, beautiful, with unusual eyes, and strangely called demeanor. But this is only a mask. Because the true form of a Bruxa is something far more terrifying. When a Bruxa loses control or prepares to attack, its body changes. The face elongates, the long fangs emerge, movements become sharp and predatory. In The Witcher, Bruxa move in an unusual way, in sudden bursts, in sharp lunges, with incredible speed. And that is what makes them so unsettling. They do not look like animals. They look like something trying and failing to imitate a human. It is inspired by European folklore, especially Portuguese legends. In those stories, Bruxas were female vampires who attacked at night, drank blood, could change form, and often hid among humans. Sapkowski expanded this concept significantly. In The Witcher, a Bruxa is not just a vampire. It is a predator that has perfectly learned how to live alongside humans. And that is exactly why witchers consider them more dangerous than most monsters. Most monsters in The Witcher act on instinct, but Bruxa thinks. It analyzes, manipulates, pretends, plays a role. A Bruxa can live in a village, interact with people, hold conversations, simulate emotions, sometimes for years. And people never realize what is among them. This is no longer a monster from the forest. This is a predator among humans. One of the Bruxa's most dangerous abilities is its scream. In the games it's shown especially well. Bruxa's scream stuns, disorients, literally knocks back its victim. But even more important is the atmosphere it creates, because the sound is less like an animal and more like a human scream, twisted into something inhuman. Details like this are what make Bruxa so unforgettable. A Bruxa is one of the fastest monsters in The Witcher. It can close distance instantly, vanish, appear behind its target, move faster than a human perception. During a hunt, a Bruxa often plays with its victim. It may observe, talk, intimidate, slowly break the mind, and only then attack. And this is important because a Bruxa does not only enjoy blood, it enjoys control. The most fascinating aspect of Bruxa is their connection to humans. Unlike most monsters, a Bruxa is capable of love, attachment, emotion, but its nature remains predatory. And that is why encounters with Bruxa is almost always end in tragedy. Either the human learns the truth, the vampire loses control, or the relationship turns into a nightmare. In the Witcher world, you cannot escape your nature, and Bruxa are a perfect reflection of that idea. One of the most famous Bruxa in the series is Oriana. In the expansion, The Witcher 3, Blood and Wine, she is presented as refined, calm, and incredibly polite. But it gradually becomes clear, she is not a human. Many monsters are physically strong, but the Bruxa is dangerous in a different way. It is intelligent, patient, capable of hiding, and deeply aware of a human psychology. A Witcher can defeat a monster, but it is much harder to defeat something that thinks like a human. That is why contracts involving Bruxa are considered extremely dangerous. The Bruxa perfectly represents one of the core ideas of the Witcher world. The most terrifying monsters here are not always the ugliest. Sometimes the most dangerous creatures look completely human. That is why Bruxa are so memorable. They combine horror, tragedy, beauty, and predatory nature. In the Witcher world, there are Asian monsters stronger than Bruxa, but very few can hide their nature so well, because a Bruxa does not emerge from darkness screaming. It smiles, and only then reveals its fangs.